The UK prepares to say goodbye to 2024 and welcome in the new year. This is how it looks right now on London's South Bank, the centre of the UK's celebrations. More than 12 hours ago, the festivities began down under, with New Zealand and Australia leading the world into 2025. Skies lit up across Asia, the Middle East, Africa, and in the last few hours, Europe too. Caroline Lewis reports on the dawn of a new year.
Sydney was one of the first to ring in the new year, and they did it in style. And hour after hour, fireworks lit up the skies as each country celebrated the start of 2025. From Tokyo to Thailand and Taiwan. Hong Kong's party ended with 4 sets of fireworks. While glow sticks were used to light up the streets of Beijing. The skies above Johannesburg were also illuminated. However, in South Korea, revelry was replaced with reflection to remember those who died in a plane crash on Sunday, followed by the ringing of the bells. 12 months ago, few could have predicted the events that would have unfolded in Syria. But in the capital, Damascus, people celebrated a new year free of Assad's regime. And within the last hour, a spectacular display lit up the Parisian night sky. The sun has already risen on a new year in parts of the world. And soon, it will be our turn.
And there we go, the capital's fireworks launching us into 2025 with more than a bang, lighting up the London skyline in an explosion of colour and a shimmering message of hope. Wherever you are watching, thank you for celebrating with us. The only thing left to say is to wish you a very happy New Year.
Those spectacular fireworks are being launched from 10 barges that are spread out across the sea. And there are 2.5 million people gathering in Copacabana for this celebration. It's a cool 24 degrees there this evening. People have traveled from all around the world for this moment, and it's thought that 25% of those celebrating are tourists. These fireworks are expected to go on for 12 minutes. Now, we're also keeping a close eye on the United States as well, because New York is expected to ring in the new year in just under 2 hours' time. You can see Times Square is already lit up with tens of thousands of people gathered for that moment. We'll bring you that live right here on BBC News when it happens.
Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with John Kay and Nina Warhurst.
Happy New Year. Here are our headlines. Celebrations around the globe as the world rings in 2025. But in some parts of the UK, fireworks were scaled back because of weather warnings.
Celebrations have continued around the globe. This was the scene on the Champs-Élysées in Paris. And Germany, whose celebrations this year took place at Berlin's iconic Brandenburg Gate. The UAE saw the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, come to life in Dubai.
3, 2, 1.
While over in Sydney, Robbie Williams helped bring in the New Year celebrations there. From one of the first to celebrate 2025, New Zealand, to the last nations across North and South America, where New York City saw in their New Year a short time ago. Greg Mackenzie, BBC News.
A very happy New Year to you, especially if you're up for work this morning.
So let's have a look at the New Year's Day papers, shall we? And lots of them carry headlines about the start of 2025, including The Guardian. That's the front page, showing pictures of the fireworks over Sydney's iconic harbour skyline, and says that the new year has arrived With a bang, certainly has. We've had loads of fireworks already here this morning, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Always pressure on Sydney to do it the best, isn't it?
And finally, after fireworks lit up skies around the world last night to mark the arrival of 2025, the celebrations have continued today. It might have been cold and wet outside, but some people couldn't resist the chance to start the new year in style, as David Harper reports.
The warnings of heavy rainfall and strong winds may have cancelled some New Year events this year. They weren't, though, going to stop these people at Portobello Beach in Edinburgh from jumping into icy cold seawater today. The Looney Duke saw hundreds have a wee swim in the briny, some raising money for charity, some just because they can. The waterproofs were out in London, though, with thousands of performers braving the elements to attend a slightly delayed annual New Year parade. It's a chance to welcome the new year, but also a chance to perform with concerts and choral events. As we hit January, people like to take the opportunity to set out their plans for the new year.
A year of rebuilding.
Today we've heard the Prime Minister outline a forthcoming year of change.
Ridare dignità alla vita.
And we've heard the Pope's New Year Mass encourage Christian moral ideas for the next 12 months. If you're not sure how any of this fits in with your own personal vision for 2025, then maybe you can take inspiration from the firework display that accompanied Big Ben on the stroke of midnight last night. David Harper, ITV News.
2025 is now officially here and all across the globe. Australia, one of the first countries to ring in the new year. Hawaii celebrated in just the past 3 hours or so. Nick Johnson reports on some pretty spectacular celebrations.
A new year for New York. The Big Apple welcomes 2025 with the annual Times Square ball drop. In Brazil, tens of thousands flock to Rio's Copacabana to ring in the new year. A New Year's street festival for Mexico City. This partygoer with a simple wish for 2025.
The main thing is respect and love between all human beings. That's the main thing. The rest comes on its own.
Berlin's Brandenburg Gate was the centrepiece for the German capital's 2025 welcome party. While this family in Barcelona stayed at home to enjoy a traditional Spanish New Year by each eating 12 grapes as the clock struck midnight. Here, tens of thousands braved the windy weather to watch London's Thameside fireworks display.
3, 2, 1.
Other cities also welcomed the new year in spectacular style. From Sydney to Taipei and Dubai, where fireworks were launched from the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa. As 2024 fizzles out, the fireworks are packed away and the sun rises on 2025. Nick Johnson, BBC News.
A quick reminder before the weather of the moment London welcomed the new year in style. More than 12,000 fireworks lit up the capital skyline in a show lasting 12 minutes, much to the delight of the crowds and, of course, the millions watching at home. And a happy new year.